Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much again for choosing to click on this video. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a happy holiday. Whatever it is you celebrate, I hope your holidays are filled with love and light and joy. So what I felt called to do today is a reading about, while we have more downtime on our hands, about what chakras need the most work in this time of independent study. And the cards I've chosen are chakra cards from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. So this is just like a portion of the entire deck. So without further ado, this is group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So give yourselves a moment and see which group resonates with you. And I will start with your reading. Hello, group number 1, and let's see which chakra you chose. The root chakra, ground and center. So what this tells me about you guys is that if in this last year you've been dealing with a lot of fear and paranoia, and just feeling like everything's up in the air, feeling untethered, not feeling that amount of trust, working on meditative grounding will help bring in that trust to you, so you don't feel like everything's just all over the place. I feel like that is the case for some of you. For others of you in this time, really figuring out what it is you want to manifest. So for others of you, it's been a sense of paranoia. For others of you, it's been a sense of, okay, like, what do I want? This past year has been the time to figure that out. And that's part of what's happening for you, group number 1. Finally getting solid, finally feeling like you belong somewhere, finally realizing what your true priority is and what you truly want to manifest. So I recommend for group number 1, in whatever category you fall into, to do some grounding meditations. There's like a ton of them you can find on YouTube, but it's focusing on grounding into the core of Mother Earth, so you can start feeling that stability, and so you can start grounding in those light codes and downloads and updates that are happening energetically for everyone right now. So, also some of you, a moth. A moth could be really a big symbolic synchronicity. So maybe you're someone who loves moths, or you've been seeing a lot of moths where you live. Or it could also be too, the significance of the moth as well is being drawn to the light. So maybe you're starting to develop naturally a magnetism towards those things that are healthier for you as well. Because again, that tendency to be kind of flighty or shifty or wanting to rush past things, it's learning to allow and having trust and the fact that things are moving a bit more slowly than you'd like, but everything for a reason. There's also perfect timing involved here. So, grounding. So I'm going to draw some tarot. See what else we got here for group number 1. And for some of you, it might be beneficial to practice like some sort of movement, like Tai Chi or something, where you have to learn to take things slow and be still. That could be of benefit for some of you. Won't resonate with everyone, but that is a message that is coming through. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Ace of Swords, the Empress, the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, Temperance and the Two of Wands, Seven of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. So very much resonates with the messages that were coming out for the root chakra card. So for many of you, you're working on proper integration. So like I said, like the moth, being drawn towards things that are actually better for you naturally. It won't be such a mystery. Learning to make plans from a place of trust in what your intuition is telling you. You know, some of you, it could be your dreams as well. And for others of you, it might be synchronicities or, you know, a combination of all three of those things. But you feel more in tune. You feel like you're being guided. As you work on grounding through the more physical channels here, the plans that you've made or certain things you feel like were up in the air or you were unclear about will become more clear to you. Especially the plans you have for moving out in the wider world. Some of you, it's literally moving home, location. For some of you, with this Three of Pentacles here, it's plans. It's the next phase and stage of something you've been working on for a while. Because here's the work I see you putting into these things. For some of you, maybe it was you were unsure about how to approach this next step in development and planning. But I'm telling you, if you work on the grounding and being still and allowing these things to come to you, it will go more smoothly. You know, sometimes we want to move forward so much that we don't really hear the messages from Spirit. Because sometimes when you just take a couple minutes to just be still, a question that has perplexed your mind can come through instantly, like a lightning bolt, when you learn to be still and allow. So we have here, again, feeling more secure by letting go of what you think the outcome should be. This is a time to meditate and to integrate. Allowing things to manifest to the best and highest good. Allowing, like I said, those epiphanies and ideas to come through. So group number one, if you felt stuck about how to approach something or take something to the next level or apply your ideas creatively, being still, going deeper, if you're someone who already meditates or just starting to do so, allows for those epiphanies to come through. Be present in the moment to allow these things to come through to you. So let me pull a doorway for you. And I'm also getting the symbol of a fish in my mind. So for some of you, this might be like a fish out of the water scenario where you feel this approach is completely new to you because you're used to doing things a certain way. For others of you, when you finally do learn to integrate these energies, it'll feel like you are a fish in water. Like, wow, this is what I was missing. So it's going to be different for all of you. That is a message that's coming through. So, see what your doorway is. Ooh. So it says, bless this space. Your sacred space holds the soul to bear. Palo Santo or sage would clear the air. So, for some of you with this grounding that's happening, if you are someone who literally sages or uses Palo Santo, that is recommended. Because a lot of this grounding has to do with letting go of energies of holding on to older energies. For some of you, this is getting more of a sense and a feeling of what other people energetically leave behind. You know, maybe you are someone who lives in an apartment building or something and all those energies are coming in all the time. That can also help as well. And if you're someone who does Reiki, you know, you don't have, or, you know, like I said, you live in an apartment building and smoking isn't allowed, you can also just Reiki it. You can energy cleanse the place as well. So that's part of it for you guys, is letting go of these older energies that have been around so you can ground that new perspective. Let's see what's on the back. A note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. So that goes along with everything that has come up in this reading. Allow for a new perspective to give you clarity, group number one. Oh, because look, there's that clarity, there's that joy. There's that anything is possible. There's you with your will center clear, knowing what to do. There's that new beginning for you, group number 1. So these are the messages that are coming through to Spirit for you, group number 1. Have a blessed day, and I will see you next time. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what chakra needs work. Ooh, the third eye chakra, pineal perspective. So for you, group number 2, it's about your sense of vision, sense of organization, sense for these DNA activations that are happening for you, seeing things from a perspective you have not before. Concepts maybe you haven't been able to grasp or have seen perplexing, with working on the third eye become clear. Okay, so for some of you, a message I'm getting, you've had a lot of, what do you call it? You've had a lot of nasal congestion. For some of you, that might resonate for some of you. A lot of nasal congestion, a lot of not sure how to approach something, allowing for the bigger picture to come through, trusting in what is felt but not necessarily seen. And that is something that needs to be worked on. The sense of trust of what you feel to be true but might not necessarily perceive with your physical eyes. And a way that you can work on that is in a meditative state, yes, where you could focus on your third eye. Again, there's lots of resources on YouTube to do so. But another way that's less meditative, if you're not really into that, is watching things you haven't watched in a long time, and you notice things you haven't noticed before. Sometimes you might not even recognize that your perspective has changed until you retread old ground and you see how much it has changed already. Perceiving with new eyes that which you have already concluded. There is an opening up here. Or, as well, certain things that you've dismissed and you've thought, oh, that's not for me. Look at it over again and see if it is, because things are shifting. This calls for an exploration of what you were once blind to as well, group number 2. A lot of energetic changes going on with you. A lot of shifting. And for some of you, looking into sacred geometry, if you're already into that, that is something I would recommend as well. I see that here. But whatever it is, open your eyes to new possibilities and perspectives, group number 2. So let me pull you some tarot. What you were once blind to appears, is made clear, group number 2. Some sort of perspective you've given up on. Something you couldn't make heads or tails of. Look at it again. That's a message I'm getting really strongly with you, group number 2. And for some of you, it might have been something you're trying to communicate or voice into words that's been a feeling for you for a while. So that's another message coming through. So, let's see what we have here. The Fool, the Ten of Swords, brand new here. The Four of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Moon. So, I'm going to start with these. So there's this new perspective that is coming through. Something fresh, like I said, looking at something you haven't looked at for a while. Where it was perplexing to you, you thought, oh my God, I'm never going to. And then you look at it one day and you're like, that's it. I know what the solution is. I'm feeling that really strongly. And for all of you, it's something different, but something is going to be made really clear to you that used to be perplexing, that used to be an uphill battle. Because here I see this success. I see this integration. I see this sense of trusting. And that's been part of the third eye. Trusting what you cannot see, but you feel intuitively. So certain things working out, being integrated, working on the next level of success here, allowing for this new perspective. And that's been the general feeling of these energies of late for humanity that I've been feeling, is learning to trust in the new that is coming forward. And what used to perplex you before, but now you can actually get a handle on. Like deeming yourself worthy by your own assessment, energetically, subconsciously, and then coming to the conscious level here. Walking away from an approach that no longer works for you, group number 2. Because here, the moon is all about trusting. You may not know what the end of the path looks like, but it's important to start on the journey anyway, to trust that spirit can give you only what you can handle. And it might seem confusing for some of you, and it might have been feeling like you were walking around in the dark, but there's this upgrade that is coming to the emotional body where you can trust the process, even though you might not be able to put your finger on it in the more logical side of the mind. It's the bigger picture vision that you're working from here, group number 2. Trust in your intuitive promptings. You might not understand, but it's not important to understand. Sometimes it's more important to act on that emotional spontaneity in order for you to form your plans and move forward in the world. And it's such an interesting thing that as human beings we think, oh, well, complex problems have to have complex solutions. That's an assumption. Like I said, sometimes, and this is so strong, and I know I've said it a million times, but sometimes when you've looked at something before and you just gave up on it, look at it again, group number 2, because there's a new perspective for you. I'm getting that so strongly. The world, so again, the wrapping up of these cycles. The as you think it, it manifests on earth as it is in heaven. Certain things coming full circle, understanding something now that used to perplex you, group number 2. Yeah, there's that same wand, as above, so below. Something becomes clear in the mind, can now physically manifest. Something you denied yourself that you couldn't think you could do, you can now reach for and do. It is attainable now, group number 2. That's what I'm seeing. So, let's pull you a doorway. See what we see. So this is the doorway you chose, and it says, a distant kiss and a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. So, for some of you, it can be more literal in terms of calling in for a love with your intent and having your prayers answered. But I feel like for most of you, it's the general message of, with the magician here, as your intention is clear and you trust and you allow for things to unfold, your manifestations come to be. When your intention is clear, when you truly know what you want, when you trust in how it manifests, when you allow old perspectives to fall away so new successful. Oh, there, it's falling. You see how that's falling? When you allow new perspectives to fall away, blockages you've had, and perhaps not seeing the bigger picture of how things work out harmonically. There's no need to intervene or interfere with certain things. That's a message I'm getting. Just you focus on you and your intent for what you would like to happen in your own life, and these things can come to be. For some of you, it's group situations will be better if you allow for things to unfold naturally instead of feeling like they need to be a certain way. So, your intent, your vision for how things should be, have an intent, yes, but let go of the outcome. So let's see what's on the back of this. The sacred lotus, compassion in action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. So again, taking that time to focus on yourself. And you know, the story of the lotus is that it grows in muck and mud, and it grows into something beautiful and fruitful. So again, you might have gone through it where you just feel like, with group situations, with how you've approached life, like, oh my God, when is this hardship going to end? When are these seeming failures of not being able to figure something out going to end? And like a flower, you have to trust in how it unfolds. But also look at something old again. It becomes new. You see a different perspective, group number 2. So these are your messages. Have a blessed day, and I will see you again soon. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. And let's see what chakra card you chose. Ooh, Earth Star Chakra Initiation. So this chakra is located closer to the Earth's core, underneath your root chakra. So what this says to me about you guys, group number 3, is the fact that you're coming into a deeper understanding of timelessness. So for some of you, this is knowledge from past lives. This is soul memory. These are things you've learned over many lifetimes, and you're learning to tap into that. You're learning to, for some of you, this is the Akashic, right? You're learning to tap into that sacred knowledge of timelessness, that, you know, metaphysics for some of you, where it's like time is an illusion, that you have an eternal soul or spirit or whatever you'd like to associate with that concept. There's this brand new understanding and acknowledgement, as well as tapping into that deep soul wisdom and knowledge in a way you haven't before, because this is the initiation. This is an opening for you, coming into deeper understanding of ancient concepts. You're learning to apply this to your everyday life. And again, for some of you, you might resonate with group number 1 because they have the root chakra. So again, if you are someone who's worked on grounding through your root, work on lighting up that Earth Star chakra that is right above the Earth's core as well in a meditative practice. There are many guided meditations that you can access, as well as looking into some knowledge about past life regression that you could perhaps seek on your own as well, if you feel called and drawn to do that. Or again, meditations about exploring the Akashic. So whatever resonates with you, you're learning in your own way that resonates to tap into that ancient soul knowledge. And for some of you, this is learning about the tree of life, the Kabbalah. For others of you, it's getting into ancient pagan practices of ritual. For some of you, this is astrology. Like, it's so many different things. Energy work. There's so many things, but whatever it is, tapping into that, working on that, expanding. So if that is a message that's been coming up to you, here's another synchronicity. So let me pull you some tarot. We're going to be coming into deeper understanding knowing without knowing, doing without doing. Feeling a deeper trust with these things as well. Like not feeling, sometimes when we go about these things, they feel really nebulous and grand, but there's something for everyone. That's what makes it universal. So, 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords, King of Swords. So a lot going on in the mind here. 3 of Swords. Okay. So I feel like this is all having to do with the mind. For some of you, it's been this block and this limitation of feeling like these things aren't for you. Again, maybe you're someone who doesn't consider themselves very spiritual, or you've had experiences in the past that frightened you away from this understanding. Or again, this feeling of unworthiness or not feeling educated enough. You can educate yourself. Again, you don't have to take a course to get a deeper understanding of these things. Practice theory, exercising, makes a muscle strong, not necessarily thinking you can't do it on your own. For some of you, it might have been too, like your family environment, and their thinking about these sort of things has limited your ability to do so, dispelling some of this conditioning and turning a blind eye to your spiritual self, denying yourself access to this knowledge because you think there's nothing but hurt there, and that's been sort of a block for you. And for some of you, it's feeling like there is a block between the conscious and the subconscious mind here. But that can be dispelled, right? A suggestion is in your dreams, when you wake up, if you can remember them, writing them down so you can draw those connections that come up in your dreams. And if you're not someone who likes to write early in the morning, you can record your voice and then make some notes later. But whatever it is, there has been healing of this block. This is the story I see here. There's been this healing of this block, this sadness, bad experience, or people telling you should be afraid of this new perspective coming into your conscious mind. But whatever it is, it will come into your conscious mind, group number 3. You will be able to articulate these things. And for some of you, it's like feeling like you can't handle it. You can. This is all swords, and here's the King of Swords. He knows how to apply these things. He trusts in his ability to wield his sword. He has a balanced, logical, analytical mind, but logical doesn't mean you just totally dismiss certain things. I feel like that's a misinterpretation of what logic means in our society. But you're coming into a deeper understanding of that which you dismissed could be possible in your mind, group number 3. Oh, like I had this dream, or I had this intuitive prompting, but no, that couldn't be possible. All things are possible. And I feel like that's a block you're getting through, group number 3, or an understanding you will come to understand as you work on going deeper, not being afraid, not letting past experiences or other people color or limit your beliefs of what could be. There's something that wants to come through to your conscious mind. And as a result, there is going to be healing of a block for you, group number 3, about accessing this knowledge. Maybe because some of you, it was like your past lives. Maybe you were singled out and burnt at the stake, for example, or whatever, persecuted in a past life for accessing this knowledge. So in one way, it's good to know that you were able to access this many different lifetimes, but there is healing that is coming to that perspective for you in your mind, group number 3. So let's look at the back. Yeah, a lot of this for you has had to do with belief or disbelief in your ability. A feeling like, oh, I've lost it and I'm never going to get it back. No. Trust in your ability to move past this. You'll be able to trust in this new perspective, going deeper, trusting. That is such a thing that's coming forth for the whole of humanity right now. Trusting when you leave the past behind and all your feelings and energies associated with that, your scattered energies will come back to you and you can move freer through things, especially group number 3. When it comes to your mental body, there's a huge healing. Living in the present, not focusing so much on what did happen, rather than what is happening now and what could be made to be with this new perspective. Yeah, because there's been, with the Hanged Man, something had to give. There's a stagnation in the mind about focusing on that which brought you sorrow, that which disempowered you, that which you spent a lot of your mind energy focusing on. Become free in your mind, group number 3, with this deeper understanding of timelessness, that you are infinite, that all things that are beautiful and harmonious are possible in your life. It just takes practice to dedicate your thoughts to those energies. That is something that you can work on in this time of independent study, group number 3. So let's pull you a doorway. Pay attention to your thoughts, group number 3. If you have a tendency to be pessimistic or dismiss possibilities, thinking, no, I can't do this or that, that is a healing that's coming through to you. Being more aware of your thoughts and dismantling your beliefs and questioning them. Why do I think this isn't possible? Thinking deeply about why. Group number 3. Ooh, interesting. So this is the doorway you chose. 3-eyed raven. And see the eye and the obscured eyes here? A sunrise hits upon the dew. A messenger raven calls out with the news. Prepare for the unexpected. So, for some of you, this could be another synchronicity, like you might be someone who really loves ravens, or is seeing a lot of them, or being woken up by their caw. But there is, with the 3-eyed raven, I think of the third eye perspective. A new perspective is opening to you, being more aware of your thoughts that might be blocking you. An unexpected turn of events here, when you learn to change your mind about what you think is not for you, or focusing so much on what isn't for you in the first place. And that has brought you a lot of pain. You can move past that. You can be more aligned with your mind powers for positive change in your own life. It takes a little bit every day, but practice helps us develop these muscles, group number 3. So let's see what's on the back. A moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Right, living in the moment, not treading so much on the past. Learning to enjoy the little things in life. Let go of thinking that certain things just won't happen because of past experiences, or focusing on what you don't get. Focus on the positive. Pay attention to your thoughts, because you can access this deep soul wisdom that has been coming through to you in your dreams and will ultimately help heal you through this process. So those are the messages I'm getting for you, group number 3. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again soon. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what chakra you chose. Ooh, the crown chakra, the unlimited self. So that lotus, that 1,000-petaled lotus is opening up for you, group number 4. For some of you, this is opening to channeling certain wisdom, big picture stuff, feeling a deeper connection to your spirit guides, feeling unlimited, getting those downloads of feeling different in your body, coming to realization of easing your process. So if you're someone who's been into this stuff for a while, like wanting to channel, astral project, tapping into certain things, this will deepen as you focus on your crown chakra. This will be made easier by the new developments that are coming through to you because of this channeling that is happening more naturally. Those solutions come through to you to streamline your process, to translate the information that is coming through to you. Things you couldn't put to words, you now can, and a pen to paper. There are tons of resources on YouTube to go deeper with this as well. But I find the number one thing that helps for me is being still and allowing for these things to come through. And that's part of the journey, is recognizing when you're not trying hard, things come easily, especially when you're opening up to channeling and stuff. So these are the messages I'm getting for you, group number 4. Things you used to really try hard at spiritually, or even if it isn't spiritual for you, things will just come to you easier. Because you're not trying so hard, you're just allowing yourself to do things naturally, if that makes sense. Ooh. Okay, so I got 2 cards popping out. The 9 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. So again, and the reverse too. And I've got the Page of Pentacles here as well. So what this is telling me is if your environment, home life, people you've had around you, don't necessarily support what you're doing, that sense of not having boundaries are going to be exaggerated for you. So if you're someone who hasn't built up boundaries in these times, you're going to feel like things need to change around you. Like you need to say, hey, this isn't working for me. That you need to change your situation in order to feel more stable. And it's important when you're going into more spiritual things like channeling, that you do work on your aura, that you do work on grounding, that you do work on your spiritual boundaries as well as boundaries with other people. Because for some of you, you might not have people around you who support what you're doing, as well as not building up that respect for your individuality, your individual time, your individual energy, and how you interact with energies as well. Trust yourself to say no to someone when it's too much for you, group number 4. And also these things have limits. You wouldn't want to channel all the time because you would exhaust and deplete your own energies. Not building up boundaries develops rips and tears in your aura. Interacting with certain people that are always out for themselves and don't really want cooperation or friendship will dig their energetic hooks into you. So that's something to be considered, group number 4. I know that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is a message someone needs to hear. So that's why those cards came out. So boundaries are important. And that's not to say you need to build like a moat, but it's important to put those energetic barriers out there so your cup can be full too, not always feeling depleted and tired. Some of you might have a tendency to feel that way, And if you do, that means you need to develop better boundaries, group number 4. And you will feel that more. And that's why this crown chakra needs to be worked on. We are all one, yes, but we incarnated individually to have that individual experience as well. So that must be honored. So, the Tower, the Three of Wands, the Fool, and the Hanged Man. So changes come to things that have been stagnating. Things that you've been waiting on. Trying to have patience with other people, perhaps. Those things come to a head soon. Yeah, see? Yeah, there's Death, the Ace of Wands, the Three of Swords. There's some necessary endings here, so new beginnings can happen, group number 4. Yeah, this is about choices for you. Choosing to be united with yourself and with others. And if people aren't looking to be that way, let go. You know, a lot of people's interpretation of this card is like, you know, fighting, someone walks away, someone thinks they're victorious, win, lose, lose, win. And I say when I see this card, don't even subscribe to the win-lose paradigm. That is a thought form that kind of needs to go bye-bye on this earth. If your interactions with people, they always want to pick a fight with you. They always want to, my way or the highway, no sense of compromise. You need to let these people go in your life, group number 4. Or if these attitudes persist in yourself where you always feel like you're winning or losing, or picking a fight with someone is the thing to do in order for there to be a solution, but it's something that keeps going on, don't feed this energy anymore. Choose to live in this Garden of Eden where things are united, where things can move with ease. Yes, there are times in our lives when we're challenged, but it doesn't always have to be a bumpy road all the time, every day with certain people and situations. That's a trust that must be developed and realized when these new energies are trying to come through to all people on earth. You can live in the Garden of Eden. Things can flow correctly. You don't have to go through this anymore, group number 4. And that's been the realization here. Like I said with this, things in your life where you feel like you're waiting or preparing for other people to be ready. Why do you have to wait for them, group number 4? Would they wait for you? Think about stuff like that. And it's not necessarily a give or take or I gotta go, bye-bye, but it's like a true care. Do these people around you care for you? That you're waiting for them to change when this change is already happening anyway? I know we have a tendency to want to bring everybody with us when we go through these energetic changes, but sometimes situations, friendships, group dynamics fall away so you can come into a new understanding, so you can come into ease. And with this Three of Swords and this Death here with this Tower, and I see a lot of majors in this reading, this is a big turning point for your group number 4. All that no longer serves you or was built on a house of cards or was a glass house or the energy or intent wasn't aligned or harmonic will fall away. So you can move forward in this new direction, in this new way of doing things. Because there's that initial sadness for things falling away, or because you've been feeling this bumpy road for a while, like the inevitability of knowing that certain things will end, but there's this beautiful new beginning for you. Coming out of it with a positive mental attitude, because when you get out of this bumpy situation that you're in, home environment, dealing with people, not having your own sense of boundaries, when you do develop these things, group number 4, things will manifest far more smoothly for you than they have been for years. And that's what's being worked on. When one door closes, another one opens for you. Things can run smoothly. Certain things will fall off and it might sting, but you will be better for it, group number 4. Because there'll be a better ease for things manifesting and solutions coming forward. It's this energetic dynamic you've been dealing with that needs to be transmuted. But it is up to you, group number 4. So, there's that stability again. Anything that is built on shaky ground, a house that is built on a swamp, energetically, with situations, projects, ideas, ways of doing things, there'll be a new perspective where things are solid and unshakable from the beginning. The new is coming through to you. Yeah, you've been worried about this because you've already developed some of this already and you don't want it to just fall away. But I'm telling you, the project itself won't fall away. There just might be different people involved now, where you won't be going through the same cycles. You know, and this is something I've come to realize as well. People think, oh, when I put good energy out there to certain people, like there's a subconscious fear that, oh, I will only receive back from those people I gave to. And it's learning that actually the good energy you put out comes back to you, even if those same people aren't in your lives. Let go of the expectations of how you'll receive good relationships and good energies from people, because they might not be necessarily where you have placed them. But think about it, you place them in the universe, so they come back to you universally. So that is a new understanding that is coming to be. Unlimited, group number 4. So let's pull you a doorway. Okay, so this is the one you chose, and it says Jude's song. So if you're someone who loves the Beatles and Hey Jude, that's another synchronicity for you. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you find peace within the strangest of places. So again, just because you might not have the same people involved with your group, with your project, whatever it is, things will work out well. There's a peace that comes to certain endings because you realize when they fall away that it allows for the space for good things to come through. So it might sting initially, but things will work out better because you'll allow the space for more harmonic connections to come through to you, group number 4. Don't be worried if you've already done work on this project and you feel like you need these same people. That is not true. Things work out to their highest and best good. Trust. Intuition. Simple, complex words of pain or words that heal. You come to know truth by the way it feels. Yes, and that is part of that. If it doesn't feel right, it should probably go, group number 4. Whatever that means to you, however that resonates with you. But with all choices, your own free will is up to you. So those are the messages that are coming through. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again soon.